Hey fairy grasshoppers, it's Bridget. This is a vlog post today. I want to talk to you about manifesting and what I'm doing to manifest. I'm working on manifesting. Do you want to make a guess as to what I might be manifesting? Got some tips here. Oh yes. If you haven't seen my video where I do a card reading for myself, I do an actual psychic reading for myself. It's about, you guessed it, one of my favorite inspiration places where I plug in and get recharged is Disney World, Walt Disney World. So we're going to talk about that and what I'm doing to help manifest that. Even during these times of very high health consciousness, many of us feel a little squished and really miss traveling. Not that I'm a famous, fabulous world traveler, but I do enjoy me some time in the Walt Disney World. And why Disney World, Florida? Because it has a lot of different options, incredible theming and design and architecture and structure, immersive experiences from the resorts on the property and to the amazing amenities like pools and just gorgeous views with gorgeous balconies and Floridian landscaping. And somebody from Minnesota like me who is really tired of the winter super duper appreciates that. You know, the colors, the atmosphere, the music, all of it. And so I literally don't have to even be in the theme parks to want to be at Disney World. It just helps me to feel relaxed and light and not so stressed or pressured as far as timelines and deadlines and things like that. It just gives me some room to breathe and inspires my creativity by really my inner child kind of comes out and just feels good and has breathing room, which in my day-to-day life, I have my own kids. So it's kind of hard to recognize my divine inner child and actually support her. And we need her, especially here on Fairy Grasshopper Channel. Trust me, you guys, we need my inner child because I know that it encourages you when I share fun things like fun card readings, fun conversations, fun topics related to real life psychic experiences and intuition, right? Understanding our emotions, our empathy, all the cool things that make us who we are, really important. And those are all the things that, for me, get support, extra support when I go to Disney World. It sounds so silly, I know, but that's just the way it is. Some people have other kind of hobbies. Some people do other things to reboot when they're busy working all year. They go to other places and things. And for me, this is my thing. And so I'm looking at manifesting this year a trip by myself, a solo trip, and going for, I don't know how many days for sure yet it could be, but I'm manifesting. So I've already done a couple of things where I've made a commitment to the universe and said, hey, I really want to do this. I started wearing consistently Disney clothing. I have lots of Disney, like t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, socks. I have Disney socks galore. And some of them are Christmas socks, yes, but I still wear them. And, you know, Disney earrings and things, these were a gift from a good friend of mine. So I do those kinds of things to really feel the vibes, right? So then the next thing that I'll do is I will listen to Disney vloggers. And I love Disney vloggers. There's a couple that I watch that aren't just totally Disney vloggers, like Tim Tracker, for example. I will watch others like All Ears and Paging Mr. Morrow and Super Enthused. And I'm trying to think if there's any more. I used to really watch Diz Unplugged all the time, but now not so much, kind of hit or miss. They've really kind of changed their format. So not really feeling super connected to that particular vlogging group right now. I'm trying to think if there's another one. Molly at allears.net, I really like her. Oh, and DFB, Disney Food Blog, love them. They're great, you guys, great resource. So, and then Dreams Unlimited Travel, I watch their channel because they're Florida-based, Disney-based, but they do other things too, but Disney kind of is their specialty. And I work with them. Like when I travel, I have a travel agent that I work with there to help me. So So yeah, so that's what I do. I watch videos like that. And then I'll listen to music. Like I literally will listen to the theme park music on loop. So my favorite Disney theme park resorts in Disney World, Florida, in Orlando, Florida, I will listen to the music loops. One of my favorite resorts is the Contemporary Resort. It was one of the original resorts at one of the very early resorts. It's in that Magic Kingdom Park loop. If you're not familiar, there's like a monorail loop that goes around this like water area, and it's connected to one of the Disney parks. There's actually 4 different theme parks in Walt Disney World, not including the water parks. Some people don't know that. If you haven't been there, you think of an amusement park and you think, oh, I hear Magic or Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, Disney Studios, and I think an Epcot, and I think, oh, they're all in the same place and they're different corners of the same place. No, they're different, huge theme parks on their own. So there are 4 totally different theme parks. Imagine your local theme park times 10, and that's one of those parks. One. So Magic Kingdom has a resort area that is connected by a monorail like train, and the Contemporary Resort is one of those resorts, and it literally passes through the building. It's this big white kind of A-frame, very space-looking building, very modern, and the train goes right through it. And so then you get a room in the tower part of the hotel, and you can literally come out and look down and you can see the place where you eat, the place where you shop, and you can see the trains going through. It's so cool. And then they have, if you're in the tower, they have balconies. That's like my thing. I'm manifesting the balcony too, you guys. So I'm manifesting going to Disney World in the springtime. And I'm manifesting a balcony. For at least part of my stay, I want a balcony. I want to have a good view in a balcony. And so the balcony is awesome. Usually at the Contemporary, we usually stay on the theme park side. So it's really spendy to do that. But if you don't go all the time, then you can kind of afford to do that when you're budgeting it, right? And we look out at the castle in Magic Kingdom, because that's the one with the big castle in it, you know, Cinderella's castle kind of thing. And you look out and you see that, and then they have fireworks at night, and you can see it from your balcony. It's awesome. It's totally beautiful. And then you can see the gorgeous sunset. I think it was the sunset that we saw when we were there. I'm trying to remember what direction it faces. I think it was a sunset. It was one of them. I think it was a sunset. Just awesome. Right now, because of the health restrictions and the limited capacity in the theme parks, there isn't, some of those offerings are not there. So like, I wouldn't necessarily want to ride the monorail right now. I don't want to be in an enclosed place like that with other people. But the idea of a balcony is great. And there's not fireworks right now, because they obviously, groups crowding together to watch fireworks could be potentially risky health-wise for people. So that's not being offered right now either. So, but still, Contemporary is my favorite resort. But that's not where I plan to stay when I go this time. I'm looking at going to a different resort that's a little more maybe moderate as far as expense-wise. And there's just so many different resorts, and they have all these themes. Like I said, that one's kind of space-like theme. They have another resort in that same loop area called the Polynesian, which is such a beautiful Polynesian theme. It's gorgeous, tropical, and like exotic island kind of vibe. And it's right by that lake, and you can see the castle across the bay, and it's just beautiful. I've never stayed there. It's the most expensive one, I think. In that loop. And then there's other ones. There's one that's called the Wilderness Lodge, and there's different parts of that, and it's themed like you would expect to the wilderness kind of vibe, like log cabin-y like theme inside, and you know, the pine and the big beams and that kind of thing, and the fireplaces, that kind of what you would expect, you know, a big bear in the entryway, that kind of thing. And then there's another one, Animal Kingdom Lodge. There's another theme park called the Animal Kingdom, and there's a hotel resort area nearby there. You can't walk to it, but you have to take a bus, but it's nearby there. And there literally are rooms that are called Savannah View rooms, because you overlook this area where there's animals. You can see zebras walking by. I'm like, oh, and they have balconies. I'm like, ooh, that sounds interesting. That could be an option for me. They have other types of hotels, like Old Key West, which is a hotel that's Florida vibed, not just Disney specific, but Floridian, Florida vibe. They have other hotels like the Beach Club, the Yacht Club, the Boardwalk Hotel. They have a lot of different types with different themes from different parts of the country and different parts of the world. There's Caribbean Beach Resort. There's what they call the Pop Century, which is a fun resort, you guys. That's a real affordable, what they consider a value, but it's a little more higher price than a value resort. It's probably between 160 to 240 a night, 35 maybe a night right now, depending on when you stay. And it's all the decades. It's like some of the decades, like the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. And they have like 3 different pools. It's kind of spread out. And one is shaped like a bowling pin. One is shaped like a flower. It's like the hippy dippy pool, the 60s and 70s area. The bowling pin one is like the 50s area. I love that. I love that part. That's a fun part to be at. And then there's the 80s and the 90s, which is like a computer pool, like an old fashioned, like desktop computer pool kind of thing with the keyboard in the front of it. And so it's kind of cool. It's neat. It's neat. So there's lots of different types of resorts. There's so many more too, like Coronado Springs and the All-Star hotels, which are the value resorts, like the All-Star Movies and All-Star Sports and All-Star Music and that kind of thing. Those aren't really open right now at this time. I think the Movies is one that's going to open soon. Same with like the Wilderness Lodge, which is kind of near the Magic Kingdom, like where the big castle is. But you have to get to it by boat. It's not connected by the monorail system, but it's not open either yet for regular room reservations, I think until like the summer. So it's not open yet. Animal Kingdom isn't either, I don't think. Lodge. I think Jambo House, Kanani Village, they have 2 separate parts for their vacation clubs. Like they have a thing called DVC, Disney Vacation Club, and you can get points and stay for that. But otherwise, just regular hotel stays, you can't do that. So then there's another resort called Saratoga. Saratoga is next to Saratoga Springs, is it called? Saratoga? I think it's called Saratoga Springs. And it's right next to Disney Springs. And Disney Springs is the big shopping area, the food, the dining. There is awesome, all different levels of stuff. There's some entertainment there. If you go there, go to Raglan Road. It's the Irish pub there where they have like, the dancers and the best Bailey's Irish cream coffee I've ever had in my lifetime. They also have some gluten-free stuff, like great gluten-free fish and chips, just so you know. And there's a bakery there too called Aaron McKenna's Bakery, and it's gluten-free, so it's awesome. If you're gonna go for drinks, go to Jacques Lindsay's Hangar Bar. It's super cool, and they have great appetizers there. And then Wine Bar George has really good, if you go upstairs, that's where I like to sit. They have really good key lime pie, if you like key lime pie, and you can have a nice glass of wine, and it's really chill there. I like it there too. So there's lots of stuff, lots of places. And of course, there's all these Disney stores and different types of stores that have like designer stuff for you if you really like shopping like that, and also like kid stuff like the Lego store and that kind of thing. So it's a variety. So I'm manifesting it by thinking about all these cool things and the parts I love about it, the music, the atmosphere, the ambiance, and I'm hoping to create or manifest a sensory trip for myself. So I'm also burning a candle that is called the Riviera, which is one of the hotels, the newest hotel on property at Disney World. It's fancy. I would love to stay there, but it's like $500 a night, and I don't have that in my budget. So that would be nice to stay there, but that's way over budget. So, but it's cool. Someday I'll be on my bucket list. Someday I'll stay there. And so I'm burning a candle that has that Riviera scent on it that literally smells like the lobby when you walk in there. And so there's a lot of places like on Etsy or online, actual companies that try to kind of cater to Disney fans, for Disney fandom, and Magic Candle Company is one of those places. They're not sponsoring. Nobody's sponsoring me. If you want to, you can, but they're not. But that's the one I have, is their Riviera one going right now. It smells really good. It's like a fresh, kind of fancy hotel scent. It's not floral, but it smells great. It smells really good. So I'm doing some things to manifest. Like I said, sensory experience, sensory connections, feeling into the good memories and the energy of being there. And just when I'm talking to you and describing to you these different things or experiences, I feel it. I think about it. I can feel like the monorail and the movement of the monorail. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to participate in that this time go around, but I could easily see it if I was out walking by one of the resort hotels there and I could see it go by. That's kind of my vibe. Because my plan would not be to go into the parks because I want to keep the cost down if I just do a trip by myself, you know. Keep the cost down and the exposure down. Because let's be honest, this time I haven't been vaccinated yet at the time of this video. And I doubt I'm like going to be one of the last people besides the kids probably to get it. It seems like they're going really slow, and I'm not super young, let's just be clear, but I'm not going to meet the first 3 cutoffs in our state anyway. So I don't want to just wait and wait and wait, but I also want to be responsible. So that's why I'm like, I want to manifest this, but I want to manifest it in a healthy way and an inspiring way and an affordable way. So if there's too much pressure around the pieces, then it may not be a go, but I already have set some dates in motion into the universe. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Give me some positive vibes to help manifest that. That'd be good. So I'm going to keep doing the things and wearing the stuff and helping me feel the energy and being positive and optimistic. And if it doesn't work out in the spring, maybe it'll work out in the fall, although it's going to be a really busy time in the fall because it's the 50th anniversary of the opening of the parks of all that area and the resort area in DisneyWorld in Orlando. And so it'll be very busy, but that doesn't mean I can't go. I could. By then I certainly will have a vaccine, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm just going to feel the vibes and let that momentum uplift me and buoy me so that I can create and have a positive, healthy, happy outlook on things and feel inspired and creative. It really connects me to dreams and innovation and creativity and just all the people that have a hand at creating cool things and the artwork that's there, that are in the hotels and the illustrations and the things that and the movies that were created and the talents that were involved in that. And I'm so inspired by all these gifts that people have when it comes together and it creates something amazing. I'm so awestruck by that. I think it's such a cool thing. It's like the whole purpose of living is to be on purpose and to have the ability to share your gifts and skills. And when you come together with other people that can complement those and enhance those, it just makes magic happen. And that's why I think Disney World is so magical. It just feels amazing. You're surrounded by the products of people's gifts and skills, ideas that are implemented. And it was a business idea. It is a business idea. It's a money-making venture. So for somebody who's an entrepreneur, it inspires me to want to make money. And to know that I can make money because of my gifts and sharing my inspired energy, my creative energy, my motivation with you, that's enough. I mean, that is more than enough in my purpose and expressing my purpose and having this human experience. That's more than enough for me to exist and to be here and to know that I matter, you know? So, all right, you guys, thanks so much for listening to my rant or ramble about Disney World. Oh my gosh, I probably am an expert. I've been many, many, many times. I don't even know how many times. I should probably write that down and see. Do you like my Minnie Mouse? A water bottle. This one's handy. This one actually came in a package with kind of like a purse-like thing, and it carries the water bottle inside it, and it's small, so I can use it when I'm walking outside in the summertime and it's really hot and sweaty and I'm walking like 4 miles or something, which hopefully I'll get back up to. Right now I'm only doing about 2 to 3 a day. Okay, that's it. And hopefully today, it's a little cloudy, but I'll be able to, once my hubby is done with his work day, be able to go out for a walk. We've been doing that a couple times this week, and it's a little tough with the snow mold, if I'm honest, because the allergies and the sinuses and stuff, that's just a yucky thing I contend with. Many of you probably deal with that too. Yeah, I know. If I go to Florida, I'm going to have to be taking some allergy medicine, because I know springtime and everything's blooming. I know. It's worth it for me. The warmth, the energy, the sun. Oh, nice. Not fond of the politics there, so can't really live there, but visiting, fine with that. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great day. I hope you find what inspires you and are able to follow that. I hope that I've inspired your spirit, maybe giving you a little bit of hope, encouragement at the very least to live your life. This is your life after all. It's yours. So live it. Just live it. Thanks for watching the vlog. Have a great day.